Hey! Today, Solibear is taking you deep into the beginning of a story that changed music forever. Let's explore how BTS was born. 1. Before BTS even existed, everything was falling apart. When people talk about BTS today, they see stadiums, millions of fans, global fame, awards, records. But the truth is, the story begins in a place no one expected. A tiny agency, a company on the edge of collapse, and a dream that almost died before it started. Big Hit Entertainment. Back in the early 2010s, Big Hit wasn't a major label. It wasn't competing with SM, JYP, or YG. It wasn't a powerhouse. It was almost nothing. A small building, almost no money, just a handful of staff, and a CEO who believed in talent more than anything else, Bang Si-hyuk. He wanted to build a group that wasn't about looks or trends or a polished fantasy. He wanted a group that spoke the truth, a group that talked about real life, real struggles, and real emotions. But to build that group, he needed the right person to be the core. 2. The moment everything changed, discovering RM. Kim Namjoon, now known as RM, was a teenage underground rapper with a brain faster than lightning and lyrics that hit like poetry. Bang Si-hyuk heard one recording and said, "That's the leader." He didn't know the members yet, he didn't know the final lineup, but he knew the foundation of the future group would start here. RM was the first piece of the puzzle. But to make BTS real, Big Hit needed more than one talented rapper. They needed a team. 3. Finding the members, one by one. Suga. Min Yoongi didn't come to Seoul to be an idol. He wanted to be a producer, a musician, someone behind the scenes. But Bang Si-hyuk saw potential in him as something more. His honesty, his raw rap, his calm intensity, all of that made him the perfect second piece. J-Hope. The next addition was Jungkook, a dancer with unmatched energy, a trainee who brought hope and light into the room. He wasn't a rapper at first, he wasn't the third choice, but he became the glue, the member who balanced everyone else. Together, RM, Suga, and J-Hope formed the original rap line. But BTS needed vocalists, the vocalist that completed the team. Jin. Kim Seok-jin was recruited for his visuals, that's true. But what most people don't know is that Jin had a talent for acting, discipline, and an ability to stay calm in chaos. His presence kept the team balanced. Jimin. Park. Jimin was a contemporary dancer from Busan, so talented that teachers begged him not to quit dancing. He almost didn't join BTS, he doubted himself. But once he arrived at Big Hit, everyone saw his potential immediately. V. Kim Taehyung wasn't even supposed to audition. He followed a friend to the Big Hit audition, and someone on staff said, You audition too." He became one of the most unique vocal colors in K-pop. Jungkook, the final piece, the youngest. He had offers from multiple major agencies, SM, JYP, YG, but he chose Big Hit because he saw RM. He said, "I want to train with him." That was the moment BTS became BTS. 7 members, 7 different personalities, 7 different stories, but one destiny. 5. The training years, and how close BTS came to failing. Before debut, BTS trained for years, and the truth is, it was hell. They slept in the same small room. They practiced until their voices cracked. They danced until their legs shook. They fought. They cried. Some left. Some almost quit. There were days when Big Hit literally had no money. They had to choose between paying rent or paying for the next production. But even then, they held on. BTS wasn't built by luck. It was built by survival. 6. The debut. 2013. No one cared. They debuted with No More Dream, a hip-hop concept about rebelling against society. And here's the truth. They weren't popular. They weren't mainstream. They weren't the next big thing. People looked down on them because they weren't from a big agency. Some critics mocked their style. Some ignored them completely. Even the Korean public didn't take them seriously. But BTS kept pushing because they had no choice. If they failed, Big Hit failed. If they quit, everything collapsed. They were fighting not just for fame, but for survival. The early struggles, and how BTS began building ARMY. Their early fandom wasn't huge, but it was fierce. ARMY didn't appear instantly. It grew slowly. One person at a time, one performance at a time, one heartfelt message at a time. What made people stay wasn't their fame, their agency, their reputation. It was their authenticity. The way they talked about pressure, fear, dreams, society, mental health, growing up, being misunderstood. They weren't idols who pretended life was perfect. They were human. And that changed everything. 8. The Turning Point, a small rise that changed their fate. With songs like No More Dream, N.O., and We Are Bulletproof, people began noticing the group with the real message. BTS also used platforms differently. They posted daily logs. They shared behind-the-scenes moments. They showed their raw, chaotic selves. They built a connection that no other group had. While other groups relied on TV exposure, BTS built their world online. They created Bangtan bombs, live streams, funny sketches, everything that made fans feel closer. This community-forming strategy became their biggest superpower. 9. Closing of Part 1, a story just beginning. BTS didn't start as legends. They started as underdogs. A small company, 7 boys, and a dream that no one believed in. But what happened next? The rise from ignored to global phenomenon is one of the most incredible transformations in music history. And that is where Part 1 ends. Because the rise of BTS is a story of hard work, courage, and destiny. And Solibear will tell you all of it in Part 2. Like, comment, follow, and join me on Instagram too, solibear.universe, link in the channel description. Solibear brings the sparkle.